Welcome to the next video in my tree identifying series. This video will look at identifying the maples. Even though out of 150 different species of maples worldwide and only 10 native to Canada, it has been chosen to be Canada's national tree because it can be found in both Western and Eastern Canada. The western species are the big-leaf maple or Acer macrophyllum, the Douglas maple Acer glabrum, and the vine maple Acer circinatum. The eastern species are the black maple Acer nigrum, Manitoba maple Acer negundo, mountain maple Acer spicatum, red maple Acer rubrum, silver maple Acer saccharinum, sugar maple Acer saccharum, and striped maple Acer pennsylvanicum. We'll look at the western species first. The big leaf maple is the largest of the western species, reaching heights of 100 feet, but averages between 50 and 70 feet with a 2-foot diameter. It is found around the southwestern corner of BC, including the southern part of Vancouver Island. The leaf is the biggest of all the maples, hence the name big leaf, and can reach 12 inches across. The twig is stout, reddish-brown, without any hairs. The bark is grayish-brown and shallowly furrowed. As one of the few hardwoods in BC, it is valued for furniture, musical instruments, and interior paneling. The Douglas maple, also known as the Rocky Mountain maple, and can be found throughout Vancouver Island and most of southern mainland BC. Only in ideal conditions can it reach tree height, and then only to about 35 feet with diameters of 10 inches. The leaves are hairless on slender reddish stalks. The twig is slender, smooth, pale green to reddish brown. The bark is smooth and dark reddish brown and has no commercial value. The vine maple is the smallest of the western maples and is usually a shrub but can grow to 30 feet in height. It is found only in the southwestern corner of British Columbia. The leaf has the most lobes of all the Canadian maples. The twigs are hairless and green. Also, no commercial value. Moving on to the eastern maples, we'll start with the black maple. The black maple is a southern Ontario species and is found west of Lake Ontario and south of Lake Huron along the north side of Lake Erie with a bit near Kingston. It can reach heights of 80 to 90 feet and diameters of between 2 and 3 feet. The leaf is dark green on top and yellow-green on the bottom with hairs along the leaf stalk. The twig is hairy and reddish-brown. The buds are pointed and grayish-brown. The bark is blackish-gray and divided into long vertical sections and sometimes scaly. The wood, along with sugar maple, is marketed as hard maple and is used for furniture, flooring, farm tools, wood turning, veneer to mention just a few. Like the sugar maple, it can also be tapped for sap to make syrup. The Manitoba maple, also known as the box elder, is considered a weed tree and was originally found only in southern Manitoba, but now is found in southern Ontario as well. It averages 40 to 50 feet in height with diameters between 1 and 2 feet. The leaves are compound and it is the only Canadian maple to be so. The twig is stout light green to purple or brown. It is often covered with a whitish bloom that can be easily rubbed off. The bark is light gray and furrowed into narrow, firm ridges. The wood, if harvested, is used for boxes and rough construction. The mountain maple is usually found as a shrub, but can grow to 25 feet with diameters between 3 and 7 inches. It is found from Newfoundland to Saskatchewan. The leaves have long, slender stalks and are yellowish-green on top and hairy on the underside. The twig is reddish-brown or pink and hairy, making it look velvety. The bark is thin and dull grayish-brown. The wood is not used commercially but provides food for deer and birds. The red maple stretches from Newfoundland even as far as the Lake of Woods district in western Ontario. It can reach 90 feet and diameters of 4 feet, but is usually much smaller. The leaves are serrated on the edges and is similar to the mountain maple leaf, hence we need to look at other identifying features like the twig. This tree goes into a beautiful, mostly red foliage in the fall. The twig is usually red with white borders along the bud scales. The bark is similar to the silver maple with scaly ridges that are loose at both ends. The wood is not considered an important commercial species because it is considered soft, but can be used to make crates, railway ties, and pulpwood. The silver maple is found in New Brunswick and much of southern Quebec and Ontario. It can grow to 80 or 90 feet and have a 3-foot in diameter. Some trees have reached 125 feet with a 5-foot diameter. The leaves are strongly lobed, leaving the leaf parts narrow. The terminal lobe is in the shape of a diamond. The underside can be gray, giving it a silvery appearance. The silver poplar is often mistaken for a silver maple, but the leaves are completely different as seen here. The silver poplar is not opposite like the maples. The twig is hairless and grayish-brown with buds being shorter and rounder than the red maple. The bark is divided into thin, narrow flakes attached in the center. Although the wood can be used for furniture, it is most often used as an ornamental tree to line city streets. The striped maple, also known as moose maple, is usually a shrub, but some have been found to reach 40 feet with diameters up to 10 inches. It is found from the Maritimes to the eastern edge of Georgian Bay. The striped maple has the largest leaves of the eastern maples and are 4 to 7 inches across. It has only 3 lobes and very fine teeth along its edge. The twig is smooth and reddish-brown. The buds are stalked and long. The bark is smooth and striped. It gets its alternate name from the fact that moose like to peel the bark. We finished the maples with the sugar maple, one of the most colorful trees in autumn. It is usually the largest of the eastern maples and can grow to 130 feet and have a 5-foot diameter. Usually it is between 80 and 90 feet with diameters of 2 to 3 feet. The leaf is very distinctive with no teeth along its edge and a near parallel-edged terminal lobe. This, of course, is the leaf depicted on our flag. The twig is chocolate brown with white spots and sharply pointed buds. The bark is divided into long, irregular strips. Bird's eye maple, though not a species in itself, is a distinctive pattern found in various maples and is valued for furniture making. Though the wood is valued for lumber and furniture making and flooring, to mention just a few, it is most known for producing maple syrup. The art of maple syrup making goes back historically to the indigenous peoples as early as 1684. It takes 40 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup. Though sap can be harvested from red maples as well, it takes 60 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup. Quebec and Ontario are the biggest producers of maple syrup. The firewood rating ranges from 18 for the red maple to 26 for the sugar maple. So in conclusion, maples are the inspiration for being chosen as Canada's national tree, as they are found throughout most of the provinces in one form or another. The sugar maple leaf was adopted as the leaf on the Canadian flag. The fall colors are a major attraction for tourists, especially in Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, and Cape Breton part of Nova Scotia. The seeds are also very recognizable, as the seed is attached to a wing, collectively called keys. These keys fall down like a helicopter in the fall. Thanks for watching this video. The next video we'll look at the nut trees. See you then.